Okay, hello. In this video, I'm going to be ranking every speed game that I have ran on speedrun.com. So we have about 50 games here. Um, and I mean, each of these games, some more than other, I definitely have some sort of place in my heart for these games. So it's going to be a lot of fun, I think, for me to look through all of these. And hopefully we can get some other people to do it too. I think this would be great main channel content for Hollow Knight. I think this would be a really fun idea just for more people to do in general, I think. But we'll just start off going in order because really I don't want to prioritize certain games because then by the end of the video I'll have all the boring ones left. So I might as well just do it in order. First of all, we got Quick Draw. Quick Draw is like a C tier game. It's super short. There's not much to it. It's fun and it's very easy to pick up because I did like one run ever. And you can kind of see how it evolves, you know, and it's a fun game. But there's really not that much depth to it, so it's hard to say much more than maybe C tier for this game. But it's fun. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'll put it in B tier. In fact, I'm gonna move Quick Draw down and put Smash Brothers down. And here's the thing: Ultimate is the categories that I did run were Classic Mode and I think Cruel Smash or 100-man Melee or something. I don't remember. But the thing is, like, these are very speedrunnable, but they're not that fun to speedrun. The way that I like to speedrun Smash Brothers games is Target Test or even Subspace Emissary, but World of Light is not very fun in Ultimate. So I've got to put this lower down than it, you know, I only have one other Smash game on this list, but that's going to be much higher because the omission of Target Test is really unfortunate because I think that added so much to other Smash games. But I mean, obviously, with like that many characters, there's so many categories. Because usually they're split by character, that it's just like there is a ton of content here, and if you want to run this game and you just enjoy playing Smash, you'll enjoy it. Like I enjoyed playing it, I just don't think it's the way that I enjoy playing or running Smash. We got Honey Pop. It's kind of a funny one. This is an A tier game. This is such a fun speedrun. Learning it was a lot of fun, and the amount of resources there are out there to learn this game. It's a fun puzzle game, and there are so many different categories and routes and stuff for all of these, and I really think Honey Pop's a lot of fun. Mario Odyssey. This is like an S tier game, and I'm gonna put an SS tier. I might come back to that, but and this is the category extensions because I never did full game, but I'm gonna treat this as just the games as a whole, not the individual categories. So Super Mario Odyssey, what a fantastic speed game! I really like it. I really like the movement in this game. I mean, if anything has to be said, the Mario games are gonna be up there because of the movement, right? Um, and so in this case specifically, Super Mario Odyssey, what a fantastic movement game. The only thing that I think doesn't make it SS tier is perhaps I don't know. It just doesn't. It doesn't. There's something that it's missing, and I don't know what it is, but there will be games in SS tier that just have that special something that put them in that tier above Odyssey. But Odyssey is a super hyped game. Tokebot Plus has a very special place in my heart, but not necessarily as a speed game, which makes me wonder where I should put it on this list. Because as a speed game, well, I'm tempted to put it in S tier because I really enjoyed running it, and I'm super proud of the work that I did to make this game faster. But I also would have less of an easy time returning to that speed game than if I were to play Mario Odyssey. Tokebot Plus is one of these games where it doesn't have sick movement, and I feel like it's so much easier for me to appreciate because I put hundreds of hours into it and I was the main person playing the game. And it felt like such a great effort to sort of to run this game, but I'm going to put it in S tier, but bear in mind that that is an extremely biased, and that's fine because it's my tier list, but it's extremely biased compared to, I mean, I think the average person would put Tokobot near the bottom, right, if they had played it. But I'm putting it at the top because I love this game and I love what I did for this game. And I would love to return to it at some point. I haven't yet, but I really want to. Burr, E tier. I hate this game. I mean, do I hate it more than Quick Draw? No. So I'll put it at the bottom of D tier. We're ordering these lists. We're ordering these tiers. So Quick Draw better than Burr, but not enough to make a tier difference, you know? I would say that Burr is a really fun game, and it's got a really cute aesthetic, and I really enjoy it casually, but this speedrun was so frustrating to me because the beginning of the game is basically an auto-scroller, and by that I mean it is just a puzzle platformer, but once you know the solutions to all the puzzles, you're just going through the motions, and yes, you can save time here and there, but you're just going through the motions for 40 minutes, you get to the final boss, and if you die, which is pretty easy to do, like it's not a hard boss, but people make mistakes at the end of a 40-minute run, then you basically have to reset because the boss, I don't remember exactly, but I think it starts from the beginning of the boss, even if you die right at the end, which means you lose like several minutes. Burr was such a frustrating game for me, and I never got the run that I wanted, but I didn't want to keep playing it either. So Burr's one of those games where I feel quite strongly that I don't like this as a speed game, but it's a fun game. Like, do play Burr. It has a really fun and cute aesthetic. The puzzles are really good. The bosses are really clever. Like, it's a fun game, but I don't like speedrunning it. Oh My Roommate is a Laser Gun. That's like an A tier game. It's difficult, it's frustrating, but it has all of the movement, it has the double jump glitch and all this cool stuff. And the routing, there's so much potential for that, considering you can destroy the environment in so many different ways. What a fun game. Once I got my keyboard working with this, because it thought that I had a controller plugged in, blah blah blah. You've had that issue before, we all have. Yeah, what a fun game. Would I say it's better than Honey Pop? No, I wouldn't. Red Faction, I played the DLC run of this. It wasn't that good. I think I only really did it to tick a box. Like, it was on the Obscure Speedruns Club. I was like, sure, yeah, I'll play this game. It wasn't that good. I never came back to it. Like, here's the thing. Burr, I didn't enjoy that much, but I kept playing it. This game I didn't enjoy that much, and I never really felt like coming back to it. This is definitely an E tier game for me. It's not F tier. It didn't do anything super bad, but I mean, come on. It was nothing. I'm gonna put Tokobot normal at the bottom of C tier, or maybe at the top of D. We'll think about that later. Tokobot normal is, so the PSP version, it's a very underexplored game. I need to do more work with that game. But yeah, I mean, I only wanted to run it to get it on speedrun.com. In doing that, of course, I got a pretty solid run. Because of my experience with Tokobot Plus, I was able to do that. Tokobot has a lot of underexplored potential, because I just like Tokobot Plus more. I also don't like using emulators, so the fact that I don't have a PSP to play it on kind of also kills my chances of playing it more. But yeah, I mean, Tokobot's a fun game. It's an okay speedrun, and I like the resource management aspect of it. I mean, although it's different from Tokobot Plus, it adds something different that truly makes it like a unique speedrun comparatively. And the fact that it's more linear is also kind of nice, because you know, it just makes it a more unique run compared to Tokobot Plus. It makes them more different from each other. We have Winx Club. Winx Club is going above Honey Pop and above Laser Gun, and I just love this speedrun so much, and it's weird because the game isn't that. There's not that much to it. It's not a very movement heavy game. You just have to do exploits, and then most of your time save probably comes from the boss fights and stuff. Or just alternate routes, because there were some things that I did because they were easier than the fastest route. But I enjoyed the game a lot, and maybe it's because I had someone like coach it to me, teach it to me on voice chat. But I was really happy that I got to learn this game. It's a very fun one, and I never got frustrated playing it. Like I lost a lot of runs, obviously similar to Burr, but and they're similar length speedruns, but I never got frustrated playing it. So it was a really fun game. Getting over it is like B tier. I don't feel super strongly about this, but I didn't really speedrun it anyway. I just tried to get the 50 wins achievement, and in doing that, I got my time to about 5 minutes. But getting over it's a super impressive game, and if you can speedrun it well, then you're fucking awesome. I really think that getting over it is quite a fun game, especially once you sort of get over the initial hurdle of how do I control this game. If I came back to it now, I'd probably struggle, but at the time when I was playing it, yeah, I really enjoyed the time that I put into it. It's a fun speed game, and I'm sure if I got back into it, I would have a lot of fun with it. So it goes in B tier because I haven't played it as much as the games above it, but it is initially, like right now, if I were to play Getting Over It, I'd have more fun than playing Ultimate. Cyclo 8. Where do I put Cyclo 8? It's weird because I do. Okay, so where do I'm gonna put it bottom of C. Cyclo 8 is not a game that I feel very strongly about. It's a Nusan game, so I've spent a ton of time playing it, and I've had some IL world records at some points. I think I had all collectibles world record at some point. It's not a super good game, and I think the presence of it's the fact that it's sort of frustrating to control, and that it doesn't always like it's a game where you repeat over and over again what you're doing. The only problem is with that is you don't always, at least for me, it doesn't always feel like it was my mistake. Sometimes it feels like the game just behaves differently, and we've addressed this before. It could be rounding or RNG or whatever. Like the physics in this game make it a little frustrating to play. I never feel like it's always my fault when I'm losing, which is kind of a bad feeling when you have to repeat the level hundreds of times, thousands of times, to get a win. But I really respect Vegeta the Saiyan. I really respect the work that he's done with this game, because he keeps playing any percent for some reason, and it's gone down so much. Like, the thing is, any percent, there was a time where High's world record was like, it was good, but it was approachable. Like, Hollow Knight could have probably picked up the game and beat the world record. But now it's at a point where, like, it would take anyone serious time to take that world record, and I really respect that, because that's what we need for more of these Nusan games. And speaking of which, we've got Fragments of Euclid. This is going right either at the top of A tier or bottom of S tier. We'll put it at the bottom of S tier now, because I really love this game, and if more content gets added, like if there is a chapter 2, that would be awesome. But in lieu of that, it is essentially just an FPS platformer, but what makes it so good is because of the weird level designs and puzzles, there are so many unique ways in which this game is broken, and it got to such an optimized point where, like, and Quakish is insane, right? But it got to such an optimized point where, like, all the top runs are like less than a second off of each other, except Quakish, who just has like I think 28, like a 228 or something. It's like really good. So yeah, what a fun game. Attack on Titan tribute game. I'm gonna put this in bottom of A tier. The thing with this game is, like, I love it, but not as a speed game necessarily. Racing was never the thing that I liked to do the most. So, in fact, I'll put it at the top of B tier, because like I said, the racing was not the thing I liked to do the most, and it's a really fun skill game, but yeah, I mean, the speedrun aspect of it was never the main thing for me, so I can't put it that high, but really fun game. If you like Attack on Titan, definitely check it out. Bloody Bunny, here's the thing, the games that I sort of brought to speedrun.com and pioneered, they're going to be near the top. I have a bias for them, and that's fine. Bloody Bunny, Definitely better than I'm gonna put Fragments at the top of A tier. Bloody Bunny is a very under. I mean, it's like Tokobot PSP, but um, like there's so much more I could do with this game, and I could have done with this game that I haven't. There are glitches that I haven't explored enough. I feel like I've done Bloody Bunny a disservice, but what a fun game it is. If you have a Nintendo Switch, please pick it up because it's like £20 or something, and it's a really fun game. It's really broken, but it's a really good speedrun, and the stuff like Dizzyland, I skipped like two bosses in that. No, I don't. I skip one boss, but I skip most of the content. Like, there are probably things like that possible in other levels that I haven't explored to a strong enough degree, which it kind of makes me feel like, oh, well, like, maybe I should be more diligent with this game, but it's hard to get back into, and I do feel like since no one else has really shown interest in this game, it's hard for me to justify putting that time in. Not that I need other people to, like, motivate me, but it would, like it would motivate me if there were more people there. So yeah, Bloody Bunny, what a fun game! What a fun game, and definitely less explored than Tokobot Plus, like by far. So what a good game. Jump Rope Challenge. This will go top of D tier. Maybe. Do I like this more than Quick Draw? No, I don't. Jump Rope Challenge, you literally just shake your Joy-Cons about, not much to it. Battle for Bikini Bottom's SS tier, man. And I've never even done any percent. Both of the runs I've done of this are category extensions. But holy shit, this game casually is so much fun, and the speedrun tricks are so cool. Like, I never did any percent because it was too difficult. Like, the cruise boosting and stuff, I never got used to it. I do want to come back to this game at some point when I have more time. Maybe the summer holidays, I will come back to this game. But I loved learning this game because I did learn any percent. I just wasn't good enough to execute it in a timely fashion. But it's such a fun game, and doing the speedrunning tricks was so much fun to learn, and I just love watching this game. I've watched every world record for this game since like the first GDQ, I think, which is crazy. Which is crazy to think that it's been so long. And we just had a GDQ recently with Battle for Bikini Bottom at it. Shift is an amazing runner. The community is amazing. And Battle for Bikini Bottom always puts a smile on my face. It is a fantastic, fantastic game. And yeah, no, it is probably one of the best platformers, 3D platformers ever. It's really up there. I mean, even without cruise boosting and stuff, which obviously makes the platforming more engaging, the platforming, like, the game just controls incredibly. Like, it's ridiculous how well this game controls for an Xbox, GameCube, PS2 game. Like, you wouldn't anticipate that, but there it is, right? There it is. And that'll probably be our first SS tier and our only SS tier for a while, but I already have in mind the other SS tiers. That we have. We have Super Mario Brothers here. This is for the category extensions because I've never done any percent. But, we're just going to treat it like the game it is, which is Super Mario Brothers. Where would I put Super Mario Brothers? Is it better than Laser Gun? Absolutely. Is it better than Honey Pop? Sure. Winx Club? Yes. Fragments of Euclid? That's where I start to kind of wonder where I should put Super... Does it go above Euclid? Does it go below Euclid? I think it goes below, because I have a more personal connection with Fragments of Euclid, being part of the community. I'm not part of the Super Mario Brothers community. I just played it a lot during lockdown, because it was just on my Switch, and I enjoyed playing it. It's one of those games that you can pick up and play. Even any percent is only 5 minutes-ish. It takes me a bit longer. I think if I did do an any percent run, it would take me like 7 minutes. The point is, it's a short game, it's easy to pick up and play, and my God, there are a lot of things you can do with this game. For an NES game, it is surprisingly just fun. You can run through the levels, minus world. There are fun glitches to do, such as the small fire Mario and the wall jump. These things are really enjoyable just to play around with, the movement of this game. It is such a solid 2D platformer It genuinely surprises me. Like, what a fun game. I really, really like um, Super Mario Brothers. But is it better than Fragments of Euclid? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say it stays below Fragments of Euclid, but it goes above Winx Club, which feels like a fair place for it for me. Midnight Manor, it's like, yeah, top of B tier. This is a fun speed game, but I never really got into the movement of it. I was more glitch hunting this game, and while I did change the, well, I didn't really. I more like added a category. The normal any percent route didn't change, but we added a any percent route that, because I discovered a storage glitch that basically any event that happens in the game, you can store that for your next playthrough by resetting as that happens. So if you upgrade your character, well, you can reset before your character gets the upgrade. And then when it fades to black, you'll get it during that time, and you'll keep it for the next run, or certain unlocks in the mansion that happens as well. So, I had fun glitch hunting this game. And it's a really fun game, but I never got really into the speedrunning aspect of it. So I'll put it at the top of B tier, because it's a fun 2D platformer, and there's a lot of time I spent playing it, and there's a lot of cool glitches in it. So it's definitely worth playing, I think. I'm a Tree. I don't remember what this is called. It's a tree game. This is I think it has the Cyclo 8 problem for me. The physics I never really got into. I'm going to put this actually around Burr tier. Probably below Burr. I never got into this that much. I just did a one-off run, and for as much as I did enjoy like the game casually, this is not the kind of game that I would like to speedrun. Tori 3D. Tori 3D. Where do I put Tori 3D? Because I love Tori as a game. I love it as a speed game. I love the community. I love being part of the community. And Tori is by far the biggest community that I really feel like I've been there from the beginning for. Like, I was one of the first people to run Tori 3D. I was running it before it had a speedrun.com leaderboard. It took the speedrun.com mods quite a while to get back to the person who did submit it, and now I'm a moderator for Tori 2 and Tori 3D Jumble Jam. So it really feels like something that I helped build, and something that I glitch hunt a lot. If you look on my channel, you'll find a lot of Tori videos from that sort of April 2021 to sort of June 2021. You'll find so many Tori videos. So where does Tori go? I think Tori goes right up here with the big boys, and probably above Bloody Bunny, but below Tokubo Plus. But then I question, how much do I actually like it as a speed game? Yeah, no, that feels right for me. And Tori 2 will probably go above it, but just beside it. So we'll actually pick out Tori 2 right now. Tori 2 is a much more fun speed game, but ultimately I can't say it's enough of a difference to put it above Tokubot Plus. But yeah, what a good game, and what a fantastic community. Really, I love the Tori community so much. I'm noticing Jumble Jam isn't on the list. I never ran it. KO the Kangaroo 2. Where do I put this? Where do I put KO 2? I mean, at minimum, top of A tier. Does it go to the bottom of S tier? I had so much fun learning KO, and I think KO 2 was one of those things where it's like, it's one of those games like what other games were like this? Like Ben 10 Power Trip, where I had to learn the speedrun by watching the world record and meticulously learning every trick they did and understanding why they did every trick. And I enjoyed running it. I would love to come back to it. I'm really excited for KO4. KO2, where would I put this game? I think bottom of S tier is appropriate. I'm just aware of the fact that S tier is becoming a bit bloated. But that's fine. I mean, that's fine. I can't really say that any of these are not deserving of S tier. So I'm not gonna complain about that. Celestial Hacker Girl Jessica, we'll throw it in bottom of B tier. It's a fun-ish 3D platformer, but it's also not that fun. It's weird and wacky. It's a fun solo experience, but the speedrunning aspect, I'm not sure how much I liked it. Muck. Muck. Where do I put Muck? Muck as a speed game, I never even did any percent. I did the like kill the bosses categories. I mean, as a casual game, it's a lot of fun with friends. As a speed game, I'm gonna put it in like C tier. I didn't get that into Muck. Casually or as a speed game, I didn't get that much into it. Um, it's not a bad game, but I actually feel like Tree goes down here in E tier. Muck, yeah, it's not a bad game, but I have no strong feelings about it. Um, Google Doodle Champion Island Games Begin. This was a game that I mostly ran because my friend Hollow Knight, obviously, and I stopped running it. The community is pretty cool. I never really felt like I was part of it, but that's a completely different thing. It's almost this thing with like, oh, you know, BFBB, Mario Odyssey, Honey Pop. Like, I never feel like I can be part of these communities because they're so big, right? It's hard to feel like I can even be part of that. And Champion Island Games Begin was another example of that, but that doesn't really affect the game itself. So I will say I enjoyed the speed run. I don't like how most of it is an auto scroller, but there were some cool glitches, and I really respect the community and the stuff the extent to which people have broken this game and people have really grinded down the record is really respectable. And Google Doodle Champion Island Games Begin will have a soft spot in my heart forever because that's where Czar came from, and Czar is one of our best and brightest Stranded Isle and just sort of Pcraft, Pico 8 games in general, um, and now a member of Modku, so that's a thing, and so or big business in general, I guess. So where does Champion Island Games Begin go? I think we put it at the top of B tier. I like it more than Midnight Manor. I'm not certain I like it less than. No, I do. I like it less than Roommate because Oh My Roommate is a Laser Gun is like it's a full game of platforming fun. Whereas Google Doodle Champion Island Games Begin, I'm not sure any. This is gonna sound rude, but I'm not sure any of the game is actually a fun speedrun. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, yeah, but I like it, but I almost wonder why. Like when I think of the components that make up the game, like did I enjoy rock climbing? No. Did I enjoy the race? No. Did I enjoy um tennis? No. I'm not sure I like this game now that I think about it, but we're not going to move it on the tier list because I feel like it's where it belongs, but I'm now wondering why. Epic Combo Redux is my favorite of the two, so we're going to throw that up. Definitely better than Laser Gun. Not sure I'd say it's better than Honey Pop. An Epic Combo, the first game, is going to go maybe better than Cyclo 8. I don't like it that much. I I like the sequel more. I had more fun with that one, but I respect what I don't remember their name now, but I respect what the world record holder was doing with this game. They came up with some really good stuff. Among Us Clicker is an F tier. This is Among Us Clicker is a meme game, but it's ultimately a mashing game. You just click the button a lot. Same goes for AdCap. Both F tier games. Don't speedrun Clicker games. They're not fun. Pico Snail. This is unironically. Is it SS tier? No. But is it better than Tori? No. But it's definitely better than Bloody Bunny. Okay, we're gonna make an A plus tier because I feel like S tier is looking a bit stacked right now. and I don't appreciate that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make an A plus tier, so that I can sort of bring some of these down into that tier, because I think this looks more accurate. I don't think these games have the sort of appeal that these S tier games do. So I think, and then I can feel more comfortable bringing Fragments of Euclid and Super Mario Brothers up here to the same tier as these games without having to say, oh, I just think the difference between Odyssey and the difference between KO2 was bigger than I wanted for one tier to have. So we're going to add that new tier. Yeah, Pico Snail absolutely belongs in here. I mean, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's too short of a speedrun. So it can go at the top of A tier. I wish it had more levels, but the game looks amazing. It controls really nice. It is by far the most impressive Pico 8 speedrunning game. Like, it is such a wonderful game. It has a great soundtrack. And I really enjoy playing it. And the thing is, like, it is built, and so are Pico 8 games in general, very easy to customize, but Pico Snail is built with you creating your own levels in mind, and the creator of the game has organized the code very, very neatly if you want to make any edits. So maybe the Pico Snail modding scene just needs to take off. Maybe we just need the right people. Maybe I need to be the one to start it, but there's so much potential with this game, and it's such a fun game. I love it. I love Pico Snail so much. People don't appreciate it. And we have our next SS tier. It goes to the top of SS. It's Stranded Isle. What the fuck did you expect? Did you expect me to put it in F tier for the meme? Probably, but it goes in SS tier. Because come on, it's Stranded Isle. It's Pcraft. It's the game of all time. You know? Because I'm imagining the people watching this are probably Hollow Knight. Maybe Armin. Zar maybe. I just fucking hit my keyboard. I don't imagine a lot of people are going to watch this video. The people who watch this video probably know why Stranded Isle is in SS tier. But if you don't, Stranded Isle breaks you down. and it really tests you. And I'm not done with this game. I haven't ran it in a while. But trust me, I mean, I don't know if I'll ever be done with this game. I like to think that if I get... Well, let's be more hopeful. I like to think that when I get sub 5, I'll be done with the game. But I definitely feel like Stranded Isle, Pcraft, it's just something that I'm never going to get away from. Like, there are games in here that I absolutely love, like Fragments of Euclid. If Fragments of Euclid doesn't get another update, I will not play again, right? Like, I'm not that interested in playing Fragments of Euclid in its state. Tori 3D as well. I'm not going to run that game again. There are games in here that I absolutely love that I have no intention of really playing again, but Stranded Isle is the one on this list where I feel like no matter where I go with the game speedrun, I am never going to be free. And so, man, Stranded Isle has just had such a tremendous impact on my life. The people I've met through this game, the sort of... Oh, I almost want to say the opportunities that it's given me. Stranded Isle is one of those games where, like... Because to understand this placement, you kind of need to understand where I was when I started running Stranded Isle, which is to say, I wasn't really a speedrunner. I wouldn't describe myself as that. It was Tokobot Plus that I was running at the time. I think I'd ran a couple other obscure Speedruns Club games. So yeah, maybe you could call me a speedrunner, but to the degree that I am involved in the speedrunning community now, I think that was mostly through Stranded Isle, because I met a lot of people through there, and I continued with the Obscure Speedruns Club, because now that we were the Newsan community, we had stuff to prove, we had stuff to show off, and we showed off Cyclo 8, and we showed off Stranded Isle, and I'm sure in the future we'll show off another Newsan game. But now I'm in charge of the Obscure Speedruns Club, and I don't think that ever would have happened if I didn't have the Stranded Isle experience, right? If I didn't play Stranded Isle, I don't think I would have been nearly as involved. I don't know if I would have played Tori. I don't know if I would have played Tori. if I would be involved with that community at all if I didn't play Stranded Isle, because my my involvement with the Obscure Speedruns Club would have ended with Fragments of Euclid, probably, or some other game that came out. Like, most people who play games for the Obscure Speedruns Club don't stick around for long, and I absolutely could have been one of those, because I only joined to show off Tokobot Plus, and I ran a few other games while I was there, and then I found Stranded Isle. But once Tokobot Plus got accepted, I would have left. But I didn't, because because I had something to prove with Stranded Isle. I had to show it off to the world. And I still feel like I'm going on a rant right now. The rest of this hour-long video might just be me talking about Stranded Isle, but Stranded Isle, I feel like I still have something to prove. I feel like this game still deserves more attention. When Blue Maxima, I think that's his name, Maximum? It's Maximum? They're different people, right? Blue Maxima is the guy who made Flashpoint. It's Maximum is the Red Ball guy. The Red Ball guy. He made, I'm sure with help from other people. I don't really know who made the whole thing, but the web game leaderboard, where Stranded Isle was 49th place, I think, and Hollow Knight was 89th place. It felt so off to me, because Stranded Isle any percent is, to me, it's such a big deal. To me, Stranded Isle any percent is a much bigger deal than a lot of the games above it on the list. And I just wish Stranded Isle got the recognition it deserves. And it's not because it's a fantastic game, but it's the culture around the game. It's what the game puts you through, you know? Like, the game puts you through a lot to get the next PB, to play this game and get a good time. It takes a lot. And the thing is, like, you can say that about any game. Like, getting world record in Battle for Bikini Bottom takes a lot. But the difference is that getting the world record in Battle for Bikini Bottom takes a lot of skill. Pcraft, it's all persistence. Stranded Isle world record, it's all persistence. You get the skill. I have the skill to sub 5. Maybe not as much as I should have by this point, but, you know. Zar has the skill to sub 5. Armin had the skill to sub 5 for ages. But the persistence is what makes the sub 5er, not the skill. It was never about the skill. Stranded Isle has never been about the skill. It's not about the skill. And that's what makes Pcraft such a different game. And it's not the only RNG speedrun, but it is the most RNG speedrun I've ever played, and I don't know any other RNG speedruns that have this kind of culture around it. And yeah, maybe that culture is only like 5 people, but god damn it, it's there. God damn it, it's there. Andrew, you gotta come back. And Zar, you gotta sub 5. Don't give up now. Don't give up now. Huh. Ben 10 Power Trip. I'm not done with this game, so I don't really know if I have a good place to rank it. But it's definitely better than Bloody Bunny. It's top of A+. Let's say that. Top of A+. I like this game a lot. I'm not done with it. I'll definitely find more time to run it. There are definitely more glitches to be hunted with this game, although it is surprisingly solid. But it's such a fun 3D platformer, and I didn't expect to get that much enjoyment out of playing a Ben 10 game. So there you go. And being part of the Ben 10 speedrunning community has actually gotten me sort of interested in other games like Cosmic Destruction, so we'll see how that goes. Islander. We'll put it in A... We'll put it below... Yeah, it goes below Google Doodle, because realistically... No, it goes above. This game's more skill-based. Islander's a very young game, and yet we've already discovered all the stuff that makes us kind of not want to play, in that, not that these glitches make the game less fun, but I mean, we got sub 5, like, what's the point, you know? It's an island game, and we already got our sub 5, so we can chill now. I don't think Hollow Knight is interested in running this game until maybe someone challenges their world record, but I'm definitely not interested in playing it. It doesn't control... I don't know. It doesn't have the Stranded Isle appeal. It doesn't have that gambling aspect, I guess. I'm really happy that I discovered a glitch for this game. And I'm really happy that I named the islands. That was just a fun bit, and now it's part of the community forever. If this game gets more popular, I can't wait to see more people using those names, you know? It's a lot of fun. Islander was a fun experience, but I feel like I'm done with it, and it was only like 2 days. Brawl Minus, top of S tier. I mean, it's a fantastic video game. Let's start with that. Brawl Minus is one of my favorite fighting games. It's one of my favorite Smash games. I like it a lot. The individual levels, the target test, it was so much fun for me, and it was one of the first games I ever speedrun. Only the first. And I remember when we were all doing it on the forums instead of speedrun.com, and it was just, it reminds me of a much simpler time in my life, but also, like, it's so fun. I would love to come back to it. The leaderboards are sort of in a state of disarray at the moment, but, I mean, I really love Brawl Minus as a game, and doing those target tests was some of the most fun I had with it. Because the thing is with Brawl Minus is, most of the people who play it are like American, and there's not that many of them anyway. At the very least, there are not many people in Britain playing the game, so the net play is like, it's difficult to play against people in general. You have to kind of play in person, IRL, and so Target Test was a way to sort of compete with people, but internationally, and I really loved that. I would love to do Subspace at some point, but I'm not sure I would be able to get myself through the Great Maze, if I'm being honest. So, Sonic Ball, bottom of D tier. It's not even that good of a racing game, so it's kind of a funny meme, I guess, in like 2014. Stick Golf, bottom of A tier. It's a fun game, and doing the ILs was really fun. My Portal record was so optimized that I beat the with power-ups record without using power-ups. It's not even that optimized, but compared to most of the records, I think my Stick Golf Portals record is actually one of the most optimized. And that's because when this game was on speedrun.com, Obscure Speedruns Club, I was like, okay, I'm just going to choose one of the levels, and I'm going to optimize it a bunch, and that's going to be my contribution to this game. And to this day, I'm really proud of that run. It was good. We have Smash Brothers again. We're not ranking that twice. Hard Cube, bottom of E tier. It's one of these like fucking shovelware PS4 games. You know, it's not that good a game. It's not a good game. It's just not. But, you know, I played it. Axis Snake, I'm going to put this at like top of D, because it's definitely better than Quick Draw. But it's not that fun of a game. I don't know. Axis Snake was such a weird sort of game. I would like to play it more to get a better opinion on it, but it's basically 3D Snake. But it was pretty fun. Like, I would play it again. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Now, where would I rate this on the absolute scale of speed game? I'm thinking top of A tier. I like this game casually, but I don't think I would be able to speedrun it. I think it would get very, very boring. I only did an IL, which is why I have this. But like for IL running, it is really fun. The movement in this game is super strange, but really fun. You kind of bunny hop, but also crouch. It's weird and fun. Labyrinth. I don't want to upset Rare-like, but I think I'm gonna put this sort of above Epic Combo. The problem with Labyrinth is it's actually quite a fun speed game, but the lag. I wonder if I could play it on my new computer now and get world record. Probably not get world record part, but one of the problems I had was that I had world record in in-game time, but people just kept beating me in real time. And then I lost the in-game time world record, because I'm not going to keep playing the game if the lag is causing me to lose. So It was kind of unfortunate, but it is a fun game. Like, I can't really say that it was the game's fault, but ultimately I didn't run it that much, so I have to put it kind of low. Celeste! Another SS tier game. Do I need to talk about Celeste? Come on. It's the game of all time. I mean, it's probably the best 2D platformer I've ever played. I really like the way it looks, that it controls so well. I mean, everyone has sung Celeste's praises by this point. Fantastic game. Super Mario 64, also SS tier, higher than Celeste, not as high as BFBB. Yeah, I mean, what else can I say? Super Mario 64 is a fantastic game. It's really, really fun, and I really, really, really like playing it. I don't really speedrun it that much, but whenever I play it, I kind of try to do some speedrun movements and tricks and stuff, you know. I'm hip with it, and I love watching speedrunners play Mario 64. I love it. It's such a fun game to watch, to play. It controls so well. What a good game. Maybe I should run it more. Gateway, let's just put that at like E tier. It's not that good of a game. It's probably better than Red Faction. It's probably better than all of these, but it's not as... This is not that good. Shadow the Hedgehog. I didn't even properly run this, so I don't know how I'm supposed to rank it. We'll put it above Sonic Ball. We'll put it above Burr. Yeah, we'll put it... I mean, I like Shadow the Hedgehog. It's a fun game. Put it there. C tier. So Tetris and Tetris Effect and J-Stress. Literally just Tetris games that I decided to run. J-Stress, I can't rank these separate. I can. J-Stress allows more customization. Tetris is a fantastic game. It goes in A+ tier. And it's better than all of these. Like, I'm not rating the Tetris games. It's unfair on the rest of the games. And I love Tetris a lot. Just know that, realistically, I mean, Tetris would probably go in S tier. But I'm not going to rank it anyway because it's just kind of silly. Especially when these are, like, specific iterations. They're not my favorite iteration. They're not Puyo Puyo Tetris. They're not Tether.io. They're not Null Pomino. I don't like J-Stress or Tetris Effect as much as other Tetris games, so it feels ridiculous to rate them at the top of the tier list. So that's it. This is my tier list. If you liked this video, good, because I'm currently procrastinating my university work, so I should probably go and do that. Goodbye.